All right. Well, good evening, chat. That time again. Time for an after show. This is where we put the week in review as we head into our weekends. With me, as always, Silverfish.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Good, dude. I'm doing well.
It's just you and me tonight, right? Apex said that he was too gay to show up.
Yeah, he was way too gay.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there.
What are you doing?
What are you doing here?
He caught the sickness, not the coof.
I see you didn't invite me to the weekly meeting. I'll just take the seat at the back over here.
You found your way in anyway, huh?
I did.
Yeah. I see Bibble's in the chat there. How you doing, Bibble? We played a little D&D with him the other day. I don't know if it was supposed to be a secret or not. But
yeah, man, that shit was really fun. Like, I was skeptical at first and then overwhelmed with all the shit, but Bibble is a great dungeon master, very forthcoming with information and helping us out, us newbies.
He does voices. He does voices, man. Yeah.
The only other time I played D&D was in 8th grade with like a bunch of other nerds. It was fun as fuck. And that guy did voices too. Maybe that's a DM thing, but like,
yeah.
I don't know. Being in character was something I struggle with because, I just like to have fun and shit around. But yeah, he kept it real, man. Thank you, Bibble. That shit was fun, dude.
James North for $2. Campy, I like that. Still believing it ain't just the flu. Appreciate the super chat, brother. Yeah, is it just a flu or not, guys? What do you think?
Well, there's been some articles like this week again, and I was talking to normies about this too, about the media bouncing back and forth between it's the worst thing ever and it's just the flu, bro. There were some articles that came out recently saying that the asymptomatic cases in the general population, people that have got it and don't know about it, is probably a lot higher than we imagine and we think. As more testing comes out, the number of confirmed cases of COVID will go up, but the death rate will, stay the same. And preliminarily,
I heard
it looks like the numbers are about like 0.5% right now, so about the flu, according to some studies. So
I heard that one of the symptoms of COVID is having a robotic voice on Discord.
Oh shit!
Is that
me?
You?
Am I having that? At least on mine. It's no big deal though.
Well, how about chat? What do you think, chat? How's my voice coming in?
Well, something interesting I read is like a quarter of New Yorkers they're saying have antibodies now.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. That's like the most infected area.
Yeah. I want to talk about the kill stream. That's kind of why it's an after show. But let's talk a little bit about this first. I mean, what do you guys think about this demoralization campaign?
For what? For who?
Real quick, digital waffles for $2. The anime mafia will rise again. Ralph will pay.
Thanks. Digital
you.
Waffles. Tell us more about that anime mafia, bro. I don't know anything about that.
Well, they
Give
didn't
me a
talk
link
about
to
it
them.
much on the kill stream tonight.
Okay.
But or maybe they did, and I was in the other room. But they were talking about how what Trump said recently. Have you been following this? The Clorox thing, the UV thing.
No, not at all. Yeah, give me the fill in on that.
Well, I wish I could find the exact quote. I mean, I'll take a look real quick. But basically, Trump was like, I want to do something about this. Maybe I heard that disinfectant. I'm sorry, I don't do a very good. I heard disinfectant does wonders. It does it does great things. I wonder if we can find a way to get it into the lungs or something like that. Can we do anything like that? And the demoralization crew has turned this into Trump says to put Clorox in your lungs and shove it up your ass.
Oh,
Number one,
man.
if anyone's dying from Clorox, how is Trump not doing you a favor? I mean,
Good point.
but more to the point, it's just it seems to my little eye to be an opportunistic demoralization effort, and that's what they've always been doing for the past 4 years. It's been how can we demoralize these people, and I find it funny because it's like, do these people really think that like Trump's base is not going to vote for him because of this?
Yeah.
I found the quote.
I think
yeah.
they're just scrambling, man.
Yeah. The quote
Trying
is if you want to hear it.
Yeah, I do.
I didn't mean to cut you off there. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no. Nah, it's all good.
I see the disinfectant that knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? As you see, it gets in the lungs. It does tremendous number on the lungs, so it would be interesting to check that. That's the quote. And people read the headlines. They read the CNN headlines. Trump wants
Just
to put
the
a
headline,
UV light up your ass. People in the chat were saying that UV treatment is already a thing. So I don't know, man. I can't see it any other way than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stick the light in your ass.
I think Trump's right when he says that those guys are going to be out of business at the end of his second. So they're just going to have nothing else to write about.
Are you kidding me? Trump's gonna no. They're always gonna have something to write about. They suck on
I
this
don't
kid,
know.
man. They're suckling.
They're definitely converting Democrat voters to vote for him. That's for sure. Just through their fucking insanity. It's great.
Digital Waffles says Trump zealots using 5D Sudoku to defend a gaff. Look, I agree with you. I do think it's a gaff. It was kind of it looked pretty stupid. I think a lot of people that like Trump, and I'm one of those guys, I think we can make fun of him and point out the stupid things he says while also accepting and acknowledging that out of a binary choice, he's a far more acceptable choice than Biden or Hillary.
Yeah, out of a binary choice. Yeah, I think so. And I mean, even if you stand behind Trump or you stand behind whatever elected leader, if you love them, they're still people or whatever. So you have to realize they are not going to be 100%, on point all the time. They're going to have faults, even if they are like your favorite, politician.
I think that's why people voted for him. Is they were sick of the slick job you get from every other politician who comes out like a fucking robot. I mean, is that not part of Trump's appeal? Is that look, you might love it or hate it, but like people say, well, he's like me. He's just a guy.
And he
He's
made
just an
fun
idiot.
of all of them in his debates and shit. And he just clowned on them the whole time, and everyone was fucking enjoying it.
Yeah, like Trump not being part of the political class was definitely added to his appeal, I think. And I think a lot of Bernie voters too, or people interested with Bernie in both elections that he ran in, were interested in him for that as well. Because he was mostly an independent for his career. I mean, I got to give a guy that.
Yeah.
Even if he is a dirty commie, but that's why I like Trump, because he made his money in business, and he's not been in politics and being corrupted and corruptible all these years, and he just came out and he's like, he's like, fuck you guys that are all politically correct, you politicians, switch it up.
What did Bernie Sanders ever accomplish?
He got a couple houses. I mean, I don't have a I don't have a beach house. I don't have a mountain house.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. How about before he became a meme?
Before
he
he
was
became-
active he was old in the 70s. What was he doing? What did he build? What does he accomplish? I don't know. Call me
I
crazy,
think
but that's something I
yeah.
like to measure politicians by. Well, what have you built? What have you done?
I think a lot of his success, or a lot of his accomplishments, quote unquote, were just like local in Vermont, and I think he's well loved there, and or was well loved there. Um, and I gave him more than just a passing glance because he was running on the Democrat Party in 2016, but he was also pro-gun. And I was like, that's weird and different. So I looked him up, but yeah, I mean, on the countrywide political stage, not much.
Well, I think that's a good point. I think that's something that we could all take away from this. You look at Sanders. He was pro gun. I don't think he is now, right? I mean, he's saying the same
I don't
thing.
know.
He's saying the same. We got to get these. I can't do a Biden voice either, or a fucking Sanders voice. But it seems to me that in order to keep and win a Democratic vote, you can't stay pro guns. You're gonna have to step in line.
In this year, yeah, right now for sure. Also, Digital Waffles again with the $2. Real talk, Zion Don is going to betray the USA to IDF. What do you guys think about that?
I appreciate the super chat. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Digital Waffles.
They already did with that Russia shit 2 years ago in Syria. They were fucking around with that in pro-Israel. Because basically Israel wanted to start some shit and they didn't just say, oh, fuck those guys.
Now, do you think Trump is capitulating, or is that just like the deep state and the CIA and all that, like their strong hold on America, and he may or may not be going around with it?
Yeah, imagine trying to go against that for a second. You got all of Hollywood and the current political climate totally against you. You'll be on your...
That was an interesting time. The whole Assad. I think I'm pro Assad. I think Assad. I think so. I mean, I don't know all the facts, but like the second that the whole gassing fiasco happened, I got a call from my mom, who's like a hardcore conservative, and she's like, "Can you believe it? Assad's gassing his own people. We're going to war with Syria." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Even if he was gassing his own fucking people, we're not going to war with North Korea. They're literally starving every person who's not the fucking leader. Like, what are we gonna do? Just fully become the world police? I don't know. That seems crazy.
I mean, that's how the U.S. has been acting for a long time, but I don't think it should anymore just because it comes out of my paycheck. Just focus on home. Let everyone else
try to make everyone pay for defend. What was that? All the countries had to pay him if they wanted support from the US. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's like with the WHO, right? So the WHO is now saying that they're going to go on without the US, and they're going to develop a cure. And the meme going around is that they're not going to share it with us. And I think that's a great. Well, like, it's not a great reason to not support these international third party parasites that we can't regulate, we can't control. I mean, that's how many years have we been giving money to the fucking WHO? But because
since
of Trump,
its inception, I mean, I assume any international program started with the U.S. pretty much. Anyone that's funded. But yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if the WHO decides to go its own way and the U.S. decides to go its own way, that's actually good because that means the CDC will be in competition with the WHO to develop vaccines as well as private companies and stuff. I mean, that's what you want. You want more competition in the virus market space or whatever.
Man, this virus stuff is it's getting in everyone's brains. I'm developing. Have I told you guys this? I've completely developed Mr. Macbeth.
Oh, what is that? Tell us about it. How does it make you feel?
You've never heard of Mr. Macbeth syndrome?
No.
It's where you wash your hands repeatedly to the point where they're cracking and bleeding, like Mr. Macbeth. Now, I know some wise guy's going to say, it's Lady Macbeth, but hey, I ain't no lady.
Oh, that
men can't get Lady Macbeth.
Mm-hmm.
It's different for us.
See, that's the thing. Do you have that gene? I know some people have this gene where they can actually see COVID-19 and it looks like red, disgusting blood on their hands that they can never get off.
And it comes out of the chimneys too. I can see it going into the air. It's poisoning all the air.
Crazy. Well, you shouldn't have killed your husband.
Yeah, well, I wish I'm not that familiar with the Bard. Otherwise, I would I don't know. What do you guys think of this guest tonight, Chaggot?
I only caught the tail end, so I will sit out on this discussion. But I saw, was that the guy with the girl with the tits in his lap?
Yeah, it was the gay guy with the girl in his lap.
Oh, he's gay?
I mean,
So that's
I
when I
would.
tuned in. I saw some titties and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." And then he was like, "Yeah, I like cats." And I was like,
Yeah,
"Whatever. Squeeze them."
dude. He likes cats. He goes to gay bars to specifically make friends with gay dudes, and he goes to their meth parties and gets blackout drunk. But he ain't
Whoa.
gay.
Is he Joe Exotic's next husband?
Yeah, some people are talking about he might be Joe Exotic. Joe Exotic's fling. I It's funny because he said he gets blackout drunk. He's like, well, I would remember if someone took advantage of it. Isn't that what blackout is? Brain stops writing memories.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty gay. What?
Why-
So what? If taking it up the ass isn't gay, what is? What do you think?
I was thinking about this earlier. Like when we were playing Dungeons and Dragons together with Bibble earlier, I was like, this is fun, but I'm sitting around with a bunch of guys on the internet doing fantasy things in my mind. And as it was very fun. I enjoyed it, but I was like, this seems a lot
Kinda
gayer
gay.
than trying to force your dick into a man's asshole.
Are you kidding me? D&D, you
What?
can, yeah.
I was just
Uh,
saying, it's great. Just forcing your dick into a man's asshole is a very masculine thing. It seems very hard to do, very sweaty and gross. It just seems less gay than just palling around with your bros playing grab ass. But what I'm saying is,
You a real silverfish over there, my man.
Yeah.
I enjoy D&D, so I don't know what I'm saying.
I was so ready for that, man. I hadn't showered in like 3 days. And
Oh, man.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make this D&D genuine. Might be my first time. Yeah, we're gonna make it count, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did is that why you picked a druid? Because you smelled like a fucking bug?
Absolutely. It's like a combination of different animals. That's
great.
the level of ripeness I was going for.
Ugh.
Are you guys really gonna tell me you've kept up your perfect shower schedule in the wake of working at home?
No.
No.
Man, you're taking your fucking pajama pants off in 3 days.
I've
Absolutely.
been
Yeah.
wearing the same jeans for about 6 days, which is pretty gross. I think I probably shower about 3 times a week now. It's not good.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? I mean,
You're gonna cultivate musk.
yeah,
That's what you're gonna do.
That's how you know if your wife really loves you. She comes over and you're like, hold on, baby, I stink. And she's like, I don't care.
Ugh,
Ah, God.
gross. I don't like subjecting her to that. I'm like, it's been a while. Come on, dude. I don't know if you want to do this. Because I don't want to
Yeah.
do that with them. You're like a smelly woman's not good. Don't really encounter that often, luckily. But I don't know. I assume a smelly man's gonna be worse.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
Mhm.
It gets a real hair curler. You know what
That's
I'm talking
a
about?
real toe curler. They catch that whiff and them toes just tense up. That's how you know they love you, man.
Yeah. Well, we had a they had Chaggot on tonight. They were gonna have Milo on last night. You guys have any thoughts
Yeah.
on Milo?
I was hoping he would come on just because he's entertaining and stuff. I don't follow him that much, but when he's on like a big name podcast like Ralph or Joe Rogan, but I'd watch him on Joe Rogan and shit. So I thought that'd be cool. I was hoping he'd show up, but
It's
I
fun
other than that,
watching
I-
him. Yeah,
you know,
it is fun when he goes to universities and shit and just makes kids cry. That was
Yeah, like I don't know. I really don't like Milo. I find even just looking at him to be offensive, and I feel degenerate. But you're right. Like, he had an interview with Alex Jones that was pretty interesting. And Alex Jones came out of his shell. And he was like, "Yeah, I feed the. I've never heard Alex Jones say I feed the trolls."
Oh, he said that in that interview.
Yeah, he did.
Hmm.
He did. And that I don't know. That's a rare insight into the mind of Alex Jones. How did they get talking about Alex Jones? We're talking about Milo.
Because about Milo, man, that alt right gay baby, everyone loves him.
Oh, does that not infuriate you guys? I'm alt right. Look at me. How are you doing, fellow alt writers? Like,
hello.
yeah, it's like Lady Maga. Do you know who Lady Maga is?
Nah,
You shouldn't. unless you read Stone Toss. Just a man in a dress with a sash
cool.
that says Lady MAGA. I'm a conservative. All these other clowns out here are disgracing what it's like to be a female, but I embrace it. And yeah, but is there room for all chatter? I don't know. I think something like this is fundamentally exclusatory. Is that a word?
Exclusionary.
Exclusionary. That's the word. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
but definitely selling out. It's like we believe in marriage between a man and a woman only, but we're also cool with trans people if you're going to vote for us.
Yeah, fuck that. Digital
that
Waffles,
is
our boy,
smart.
says Alex is controlled opposition. What do you guys think about that? Do you think he's controlled by like a deep state or?
I think Digital
Mossad?
has had his frogs turned gay. And that's why he reckons that Alex is controlled because his frog is gay.
Digital, do you have a
Sorry.
frog? And if so, if it's homosexual, will you still love it?
No, look, I've heard that before, and I think to myself, look, there might be some merit to that. Because he gets really upset if you mention if like a caller on Alex Jones brings up Jake, something like that.
Really?
Yeah, he
didn't
does.
know that.
And but I can't buy it, because if he was controlled opposition, if he was doing good for your enemy, wouldn't he be more prolific? Wouldn't he be out there? Wouldn't his
He wouldn't
information?
be
Wouldn't
off
his
of YouTube.
his disinformation would be propagated instead of
Unless
buried?
unless it's like trickery where it's like, hey, we want him to look like he's the opposition, so we're going to kick him off of YouTube, quote unquote, and then he's going to keep on with his message. So all the people that would follow him off of YouTube, the people that are really radicalized, for lack of a better word, they're going to follow him, and then we can keep pumping the message out.
That's some real 6-level Sudoku, my friend.
Yeah, man, it's just that's too much thinking.
Yeah.
Doesn't he get all his money through supplements or something? It's a scam.
Yeah, he
He's
sells
just
like vitamins and shit.
Where's that money really coming from? How much has anyone made off fucking supplements ever?
Probably a lot. I mean, look at
Yeah.
Herbalife. It's like
He might be the top
global
of the pyramid.
scam.
You only get fucked if you're at the bottom couple levels selling juice on Facebook, but he might be the kingpin.
That sounds like something he'd say. You're watching InfoWars, top of the pyramid. You are currently at the top of the pyramid. Broadcasting live. Yeah. From the eye.
From the eye.
It'd be interesting to see Alex Jones completely flip, see what he would say if he was like, imagine, like, does the left even have their version of Alex Jones?
Yeah, Rachel Maddow.
Michael Moore, I was going to say.
No, they don't. They don't have anyone as good as Uncle Alex.
They are all so goddamn miserable. Like Rachel Maddow, have you ever watched anything of hers? She's just constantly pissed. It's like they like being insufferable fucking cunts.
See, I think Alex Jones seems angry and pissed all the time, but I think he's the type of guy that enjoys being angry and pissed all the time.
He says funny
shit. He thrives on it.
Like, what did he say like a week ago? Kill them now. Like that. You would never hear Maddow say anything that hilarious.
What was he talking about killing now?
He had a personal message for Trump saying that he needs to go after China to kill them. Kill them now. That sounds like a Star Wars quote. The man quotes Star Wars, guys. And not the good Star Wars. He quotes the Phantom Menace. That's a man after my own heart.
Oh.
That's pod racing.
Pod racing. Fucking pod racing. When's that going to be a thing?
Soon,
we
man,
already have the engines.
Yeah. Put a jet engine on a string.
I had my fucking world blown over the last couple of days. I got a VR headset, and I'm like playing like jet games and shit on it. And everything I've said about being plugged into the Matrix is for suckers. I totally take that. I am sold.
Yeah, right.
What headset did you get?
It's HTC Vive. It's fucking good. But like I played like this fucking game until like 4 a.m, and I pulled off the headset, realized what time it was, and like, oh, this fucking sucks. I want to go back. Can I sleep with this fucking thing on?
Man, that's the future I want, so I know it's not going to happen. In the future VR penitentiary, we're still going to have jobs. They're going to set it up. They're going to set up the fucking Matrix. Force us all in it and make us get jobs and not just life.
You're going to have a job on your VR headset in 5 years, dude. You
They're
better charge.
fucking selling it pretty hard. I'm signing up. I'm like, God damn it. You know, it's something. It's just something else when you're just flying around in a fucking jet and you're looking around and you know you get proper depth perception and
Speaking of jets, we talked about this a little bit on a gaming stream we did, but you were saying that we have an IRC friend that's a fighter pilot, right?
we
And that they
do.
use their airplanes like company cars.
Yeah, he gets to fucking fly it to, you know, wherever within reason, and he has a quota to fill. It's
Yeah,
like if we don't use up all this fucking fuel, we won't get that much next month.
so he's up
Yeah.
there just
You have to get flight hours.
burning through fuel because he
Yeah,
has to.
yeah.
Expensive fuel that can't melt, that we pay for. He said
Yeah.
that he said there was a caravan of fucking fighter pilots flying off the ship, going over the you know the lower 48 just to get cell phone service. They're fucking sending texts from their fucking cockpits. God,
I
yeah.
forgot about that. That's fucking
Taking
funny.
selfies too, man. I have a couple. I've like one guy I went to high school with that was a fighter pilot, and he had like selfies all over his Facebook of him in his plane.
that makes me happy. I'm glad the military doesn't. I mean, the military is very much. If it's fun, it's probably bad. So that you know they tend. I'm glad that they're letting these guys do that at least. You know, take a $1 trillion aircraft and bring up their iPhone to take pictures of themselves with it. That's a fantastic use of time and money.
Yeah.
I've got no problem with it. How about you?
No, dude. If I threw all that time into becoming a fucking pilot, getting, you know, assigned a plane, goddamn right, I'd want to have the ability to fly it around wherever the fuck I. Otherwise, what's the point? What, you're only gonna fly it a couple of times and you're probably gonna get shut down? Fuck that shit.
When's the last time an American shot down? Any? We probably haven't heard about it.
Vietnam, I think.
Yeah, something like.
Yeah.
You guys forgot about that plane around 2005 that crash landed in what was it, China or North Korea or something like that? Remember that? It was a Navy plane. Maybe it got memory hold. Maybe I only hered about it because I was in the military at the time.
Let's see. There was a U.S. Navy shoot down in
Are you
91.
talking about the movie Stealth?
No. This is a real thing.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe shit, man. Let's hope it's not OPSEC. Otherwise, they're coming for me. They're coming for me,
I
boy.
think they are now. You just
Hey.
fucked up.
I got a Wikipedia article up here. I brought it up. List of combat losses of the U.S. military aircraft since the Vietnam War. They're few and far between, but there have been a couple in Iraqi freedom. Strike Eagle and a Thunderbolt. Warthog got shot down in 2000, both in 2003. Those were the latest.
Where'd they hit it with a fucking slingshot? How'd they take that thing down? They
Mm,
got RPGs and stuff like that, right?
yeah, probably RPGs.
That
The
Warthog's the
pilot
AC-10,
survived.
right?
Wait, that's the A10
Yes.
Thunderbolt.
A10C is a Warthog.
We're gonna have those things around for another 30 years, guys. How crazy
They're
is that?
fucking cool,
Probably
man.
longer.
Yeah, they are pretty cool. I mean,
They can carry an insane amount of ordnance. They're fucking awesome.
So wait, there was a plane shot down where in 90 whatever? We had a couple in 91. Looks like in Desert Storm.
yeah,
I was looking for the one you were talking about.
yeah. Maybe I'm just reliving Black Hawk Down. Pay me no mind.
All right, no worries. But yeah, I didn't think
Jesus fuck, you lost a
any
lot
fighters
during
got shot
Desert
down.
Storm.
Yeah, a couple F-16s.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
There you go. Strike
Yeah.
Eagles.
Speaking of, I try not to be paranoid, but I don't know if I said this before. If I did, I'm sorry, but that's something that they told us is like because I was a cryptologist and so you had to get a security clearance for that. And they said, okay, well, if you get approved for the security clearance, you're going to be watched for the rest of your life, even if you're out of the military.
Yep.
And I don't know, man. And sometimes I get these bouts of you might even call it paranoia. Or I just get this fucky feeling. They were probably just fucking with me. You know, it's like how many people did they have with security clearances? It ain't
Did you have a
special.
top secret, or was it secret?
It was. Yeah, it was up there.
Okay, because I know there's a couple different levels, but like the company I work for was we're going into government contracts, so a bunch of us they asked if we wanted to get clearances, and I looked into it, and being a libertarian one, I'm like nah, and being a weed smoker two, I was like nah, and then three was like the responsibility of keeping those secrets for the rest of your life because if you're top secret and you do have like I guess big information on some fucky shit, yeah, you'll probably get watched. But I mean,
Yeah,
it's in
yeah.
the millions, honestly, with the military members and then the government contractors that get the clearances. It's like in the millions, and I mean, I'm sure there's stuff above top secret because I mean that's known to the
Yeah.
public that you can get. So
There is.
yeah.
Speaking of, I was looking at some stats, and to bring it back to Corona, because we love talking about that. Everyone wants to hear more about Corona, right? I found it
hey,
interesting. What's up?
real quick before Corona, I want to mention our boy Sean just donated $5. A plane was shot down over China, and Bill Clinton gave the Chinese technology one of my professors developed.
Why did he do that?
Yeah, why?
Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna look
Appreciate
that up. Plane shot down over China, Bill Clinton. It's gonna be a picture of him fucking a plane. Third Taiwan Strait crisis.
Absolute Recall asks if we're into scale modeling military subjects.
I mean, I like to look at them.
I'd watch a
I've
YouTube
never
channel
done
of it.
models. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I bought a model ship kit one time, like 10 years ago, and I never did it, but I always thought it was cool.
Dude.
Like, I watched Battlestar Galactica, and when Admiral Adama makes this model ship, cool
Yeah.
shit.
I'm
Anyway.
gonna open a jewel here. Sorry for the sound.
Yeah, no worries.
My dad was fucking amazing at that shit. Like he was, especially like he had a penchant for building Nazi half-tracks.
Half-tracks?
Like,
Little model half-tracks?
Yeah, and the dude would like he'd make them to the point where he would mix dirt in with the paint to give it like an effect, and they would look. I mean, to my child's eye, they probably don't look as good now, but it was fucking amazing. And I tried my hand at it, building these models, and it just depressed me. Like I'm never gonna be as good at as my dad at this shit.
It's my dad.
Yeah.
Well, it takes a lot of skill, I think, and like my brother likes to build Warhammer models, like Warhammer 40K.
Fuck
And,
yeah.
when he started out, his paint jobs weren't that great. He's like, this isn't that good. But then after time, he's like, yeah, I got my little airbrush now, and I can do shading and that kind of shit. So it just takes time, I guess, man.
It does. It takes. I think my dad was the original autist.
Yeah, I mean, I think that shit's kind of cool though, and it's probably relaxing. If you just sit down and you're like, okay, you get into your little model world. Like my wife loves model trains and shit, which I thought was crazy.
That is crazy.
Autism alert.
Yeah, I was like, are you autistic? You're a woman. This is weird.
That's impossible.
Like, we went on a little getaway where there was like a historical train, and she was like, "Oh shit, a train!" And I was like, "Yeah, there's like model trains at the end of it too. They have like a museum with model trains in it." And I was like, "That's kind of lame. So we can just go get like beers after." She was like, "No, I want to see the fucking model trains." So,
we had a whole store in our mall. It was like a train store, and they didn't sell anything. I don't know how they stayed in business, but it was just a big diagram of a little train. You can go into the store and you push different buttons, and like flags would come up, or cops and robbers would chase each other around. It was pretty cool shit.
Yeah,
and
that was, I mean,
turpentine.
Before, I think maybe video games took away the autismo for models. Because you can play them instead of just doing your models. But think about like in the 70s, man.
Yeah,
you build model airplanes and all that shit.
Yeah,
yeah, Alex, or Absolute Recoil rather. I think I am into that.
My dad had an Atari 600, and he just gave it to me because he didn't want to do it. Like, this is stupid. I was playing Berserk. While he's over there mixing turpentine and paints and doing this and that, and I wish I could find them. But he had all these magazines of like model magazines. And you could just flip through it, and it's just vehicles and boats from different wars, all built by like master model builders. And I don't know, that shit was cool. I remember even as a kid, like you get to the Chinese page and you laugh at how stupid their technology looks. Like, what kind of fucking tank is this?
You
what
were
kind of
playing
gunboat
Berserk?
is this? Yeah, Berserk, man. That was like the first game I got into.
I never played that. Here, oh, it's $10 on eBay. I was just trying to find some cover art here for the stream. Looks pretty cool. That's what you look like now, isn't it?
Yeah.
You grew up into this guy?
Let me take a look at the stream here. Yeah, that became me. I became that.
That's cool. Congratulations.
Yeah. Fucking model building, guys. It's a level of autism I could never reach.
Yeah, it's something.
Fucking Chaggot, dude.
Did you want to talk about the Ralph stream a little bit more? I think a super chat cut you off when you were going to get into it earlier, which is appreciated.
I appreciate the super chats.
Yeah,
What?
what's up with that Chaggot guy?
Well, we did cover him, but I just get a
Mm.
fucky feeling from him.
I get a fucky feeling from a lot of guests on Ralph. So I mean, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Ralph does a good job of curing these guests. I mean, it was.
Mm-hmm. It was a little what? Full blast? Oh man, is he gone?
He's gone.
Hey, well, I just want to say rest in peace, Full Blast Forever. If you're not back in 5 minutes, that's going to be marked down as a COVID-19 death.
Jesus.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
Who was Tuesday's guest? The very inspiring 18-year-old African American. Didn't she have the right opinions? Man, I was fucking moved by what she had to say.
Right opinion on what?
No.
Oh, Full Blast, are you alive?
I'm alive. I'm back.
Oh, I thought the COVID got you.
Not that fast.
Okay. Matthew
I think
S says smash or pass on Miss Piggy, guys.
Nah.
How big are her titties, though?
That's right. You are in the big titties.
Yeah.
But you don't mind chunky girls if they have huge tits, don't
Yeah, the tits have to poke out further than the stomach.
I did like Bibble's point. He was like, I didn't catch the whole thing because my wife and I were talking, but he's like, they either gotta be petite enough to where you can see their ribs, or their tits are huge. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good rule. That's a good rule of thumb. I think she's worth a pump and dump at least, right? I mean, you don't tell your friends about it.
Yeah, that's the definition of slam pig. That's why that puppet was created.
Slam pig. I never heard that one.
Oh,
You never heard of
what?
slam pig? You heard of slam piece?
No.
Slam piece is a word that's both singular and plural because one slam piece will generate more slam piece. James
Okay.
North donated Aussie $2, I think. $2.
Hey.
Malkin was a snooze fest.
Malkin. Oh yeah, that was that Asian chick, right? Michelle Malkin. She works or she was canned, I think, from a news agency for being too conservative or whatever you want to say. Did you guys catch that one?
No,
It's on Tuesday.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't walk away with I mean, big catch for the kill streak. She's got she's got some clout, right? She's got some followers. You got to bring some attention to your product. I appreciate it. Personally, it was hard to listen to her. I mean, number one, she's a woman. Do you want to listen to a woman talk about politics for an hour? Do you want to listen to anyone talk about politics for an hour?
Nah.
Maybe medical.
Not anymore. Maybe
yeah.
back in 2016.
Who?
Maybe back in 2016, I would like to listen to that, but fuck, everyone talks about it.
It's tiring now, man.
I think the whole point of all this shit, I said it earlier, is it feels like the intended purpose is demoralization.
Yes.
Right? It's all about getting you to feel bad and to not want to participate in the political culture war.
Well, it's working. Working on me, man. Sucks.
Yeah. At the same time, you've got Wisconsin? You have thousands of people out protesting again today. Was that today? Yeah, big protest.
I don't know. I assume.
Yeah, I saw some Annan mention that well, they have to be effective. The protests have to be effective because if and I'm paraphrasing here, what somebody else said. He's like, if the powers that be see white people organizing an effective protest, and it has to be ridiculed and shut down and that proves it's effective. Because if they were ineffective, then they wouldn't bother. Oh, no, I don't buy that.
It's not quite how free speech works, but good on you.
Well, if you subscribe to the idea that the media has an agenda, they would want to cover some protests and cover other ones differently, shut some down, keep some open.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could see that happening with like majority, right-wing protests or conservative protests. Like the gun rally in Virginia was a good one. There were like 10,000 people.
Oh, that was dope.
I don't know. There was a bunch of people there with a bunch of guns, a bunch of different races. There were pictures all over of black people, white people, Asian people with all guns, coexisting, happy, no shootings, no problems. But the media only covered it negatively or not at all.
They'll take any opportunity.
Did you see that infiltrator that fucking was trying to get people to shoot each other, being like, "Oh man, wouldn't it be crazy if we just started shooting these fucking guys because they don't agree with us?" And everyone was just like, "Get the fuck."
Yeah.
Where's
Fucking-
where's the jubilation? I mean, wasn't the media that definitely doesn't have an agenda? Weren't they telling us 2 million people are going to die, and then it turns out, maybe it'll only be 500,000. Now we're at 50,000, maybe.
Yeah,
Six
the idea
million.
was if we didn't change our behavior anyway, it would be like 2 to 3 million or something in the U.S.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and that was with it's not a flu numbers, but we're back to it's just the flu numbers now by some standards.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, Sean, our boy Sean just donated $5 again. He said it was a research vessel in 2001 that crashed in China. So it's actually
Yes.
Bush. Snowden leaked the info about it. I'm gonna look that up. Thank you, Sean.
There you
Thank
go. That sounds exactly right. Yeah. I linked while you're looking that up. I linked a something in the mods chat over on Discord. I wanted to read a little bit from this article I found on the Week. I don't know if
Sure.
this is a reputable source, but I found this interesting. They were well. The headline is that people are doubting the official American narrative.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gee.
44% of voters think it is probable that the virus was created in a lab, while
Yeah.
another 48%. So number one, how are you so sure it wasn't? I mean, that's what I want to know. Is has anyone who's completely reputable and hasn't destroyed or otherwise tarnished their credibility? Have we gotten one of those sources to come out and confirm? No, it was absolutely from a wet market in Wuhan or somewhere since.
well, how would you even be able to tell? You know, that's
Yeah. This is the point I find interesting. 48% think that the U.S. is concealing the true number of COVID deaths, a belief that is held by more than half of Democrats. So these are the same people that call you stupid for questioning the mainstream media when they talk about how China has 0 deaths now, and you're a conspiratorial retard for saying why would you believe China's number, right?
Do you wonder
yet-
where their money's coming from?
And yet more than half of Democrats, according to this study, are they're questioning the American number, the American death toll. They're probably higher.
believe in the Chinese ones.
You believe what you want to believe, right?
Yeah.
Fascinating. But this whole article started, or at least the headline was that a lot of people think that there is already a vaccine that's being withheld.
There did you hear there was a hot mic on a press conference, the COVID coronavirus Trump press conference, the daily conference he does. There was a hot mic clip a little while ago where they talked about that a little. I'll see if I can find it.
Is that the one where Trump said, "Oh, this is a fucking mess"?
I don't think Trump was on it. I think it was
Okay.
reporters or something, but hold on.
While you're looking it up, that was another one, maybe a month or two ago. The camera ran a little bit long on one of Trump's speeches, and after he thought it was off, he's like, "Oh, what
Yeah.
this is a fucking mess." And of course,
No, he just said,
Any
okay.
any opportunity. I think he dropped an F-bomb. He said fuck. It's like, fuck this fucking shit. But and like any opportunity, right? Doesn't matter if the protesters are effective or ineffective. If you have people out there and you could take a photo of a couple of white guys holding guns, they're going to use it.
Yeah,
Even if you're down and totally and basically vegetable, they're still going to use you.
I live next to a highway and traffic's like totally picked up over the last couple of days, so everyone's sort of getting back into it.
Hey,
Yeah.
our boy Sean just threw us another $5. Thank you, Sean. He said the statistical model for COVID at 2 million actually included social distancing and precautionary measures. Their model was deeply flawed.
There you go. Other people have been hammering that wasn't the whole flattening curve thing under the presumption that you can't really stop the number of people getting it. It's going to be more or less that number, but you can mitigate the spread so that hospitals wouldn't get overwhelmed. Remember that narrative?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
idea of flattening the curve was to not overwhelm the hospital systems for the critically ill, right?
Yeah, and now it's
But that's under the presumption that people will continue to get it and get ill. Some people won't be critically ill, and some may. Yeah, like you're saying.
I don't know what these people want. Yeah.
They want to sow discord. They want the government to be their dad, and they just want to be taken care of by the mainstream and shit. And that's it.
This is a
They
great
just
one.
want to feel safe.
J-Ron throw us $10. I live in MA. Never met a Jew. JUUU, but all married to the biggest conspiracies theorists of our time. Rogan, Sam Triple, Alex Jones. All married to them. Must be a coincidence.
Wait, Rogan's married to a Jewish lady? I didn't know that. Sam Tripoli's married to a Jewish lady? Alex, what? Holy shit, I didn't know that. Thank
I
you,
thought Alex
J-Ron, by
Jones
the way.
was divorced. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Well, yeah, he formally married, maybe.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe he's married again. Alex Jones seems like the kind of guy that would be banging chicks in his truck outside of a barbecue.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I just
right?
Googled, is Joe Rogan's wife Jewish? And the first thing that came up was Ari Shafir's Wikipedia page, who's his buddy
Uh-oh.
comedian.
Ari
But
Shafir. Yeah.
He's a guy, though. World War Jones, Joe Rogan's wife is Jewish from the Daily Stormer. I don't know.
Maybe it's an Onision thing. You know, like where your wife's really your husband and everything's super. Who knows? Maybe it's a ploy, guys. He's trying to get some cover.
I can see that.
Let's get to the bottom of this, though.
Getting Kushnered.
Yeah. It's a strange time. I think it seems like anything that's creative, like I said this the other night, but anything that's creative and not mainstream conservative or woke gets killed. You know, I would put Alex Jones in that sphere, even though he is kind of a little bit of a neocon, right? Is he?
Yeah, I don't know. What's your definition of neocon in 2020?
Neocon is the kind of guy that comes out and says, "Isn't it so great that Trump ended immigration finally after 3 years of saying he was going to do it? Isn't it so great? By the way, keep the H-1B visa program going. We need those people. Slap one on every single diploma. We need good workers in this country." That's what a neocon is.
Yeah, that's a back to a Murdoch prediction that, you know, what was it? He was going on about Reagan loves giving Paco over here some free.
Basically, yeah.
So great.
H1B is a problem, man, for tech workers in the U.S. Do you know about that, Apex? I wish you could get on a H1B.
Dude, we don't immigrate them. We just have the call centers hosted in a different time zone in India. It's fucking.
We do that too, but the H1B visa is like a temporary worker visa that lasts 6 months to a year, I think. You can reapply maybe indefinitely as long as you're a highly skilled tech worker. But the way it manifests itself in the U.S. is you get I've seen some good H1Bs. You know, let me be fair there. But the way these H1Bs come over, a lot of times they work for a consulting company, and the consulting company is very predatory to them. They might take 20% of their wages basically and say, okay, I'm going to contract you out to these other companies that need cheap labor or whatever. So these guys, they're coming over here, not making that much money. They might stay for a couple of years. Most of them want to get some money and go back home. And they get paid a little less than the American worker for sure, the salaried worker in tech. But then they have the overhead of this company that they're working for, giving them 20% or higher, getting a low pay rate. And a lot of times I don't know about a lot of times, but some of these companies set up like dormitories and shit for these people to come over and sleep and live in. So it's just kind of dystopian, man. And
It's
I mean,
weird.
In general, like a lot of the H-1B workers, they might be good for some things, but I've just noticed in my experience, a lot of them are lacking creative skills and things like that in software, unfortunately. And it might be the language barrier. It might just be, this is just cheap labor that might not be the best fit for the company.
As exploitable labor too.
It is exploitable, yeah. But I mean, the people in the countries applying for these H-1B visas want them because it is still more money than they're making in their home countries, right? But
yeah. Well, that's a question I want to ask, and of course, I try. Like, I talk to my liberal neighbor, I talk to my friends, I try to get answers, and I never do. Right? Like they'll say stuff like, "Well, America's such a great country. Who are we? This and that. Open the borders." Like, yeah, sure, why not? Why not let the whole world in? Just why not literally bring the entire fucking world here? Right? Because why not? What are you fucking thinking? How do you think this works? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And you're right. There are plenty of. I bet I've had H-1B visa doctors before that I didn't mind. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, they're a good worker. There are good workers here. I mean, what is it? What's the number now? 26 million jobs lost 3 months?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I understand that's a recent development.
So
shit.
Is the idea with a lot of these lost jobs to bring in H-1B workers or something? Because I saw like an article or two about that, but I really think they probably Americans will fill those empty roles as they start to open up again
Well,
first. I would assume.
if
I
I
don't
was a greedy a company runner, if I was the CEO and I was taking advantage of this H-1B visa program and I had all these cheap exploitable laborers, who do you think I'd lay off first, them or the expensive American?
Yeah, makes
Right?
sense.
Mhm.
I
Where
mean,
she goes.
that's the thing with offshoring, man. When it started in tech, probably in the mid '90s or late '90s, but when it started, the idea was you had a team of U.S. developers getting paid, let's just say $100,000 a year. You got 10 of them, so that's $1 million. What you do is you fire 9 of them. You have one American team lead, and he manages, like 10 offshore people in India getting paid $5 an hour. And the results didn't really work that well. Like I said, language and time barriers and, all that kind of stuff. And, low skilled workers, the higher skilled ones are going to go after higher pay. So it's just
Yeah.
quagmire, man. It's not good.
I don't know.
Well,
A lot of you can get pretty fucking far in IT just by faking it. It's insane. Like,
Oh yeah,
I
for
work
sure.
with people who just don't know their asshole from their fucking elbow that are getting paid like upwards of 60 grand to do what they do, and it's like, dude,
Yeah, and the
fucking
problem
hell.
with the hiring managers, a lot of them aren't technical either. So, the
Yeah.
managers and people filling these roles don't know the difference between a technical and non-technical person. So they can't see through the bullshit. Anyway,
yeah.
I'll get off my tech rant, but yeah, that's
No,
the world I live in.
it's
It's
fun.
fine. I'm good. I'm good
Yeah.
personally, but I've seen the bad stuff happen as well.
It's weird when they put people that don't know anything in charge. I had
Uh,
one of my liberal friends came over. We were hanging out with her, just talking. Right, she's young. I think she's starting to get it. Right, but I'm not like sitting here fucking filling her head because I don't take the internet into the real world, And but she's like, I'm looking for a job, and I'm thinking about just applying to be a manager for like engineers. It's like, I think I can make money if I'm not an engineer, but I'm a good manager. I should just manage engineers. Like, sweetie, I think they give that job to people who know how to engineer.
They
You'd
do
like you'd like
a
to
lot of
think
times. But
a
I
lot
mean,
of time.
there are positions there are instances where someone with just a HR background becomes a manager of engineers, and I mean that can work out good sometimes if they
oh,
keep.
actually, that just happened. Yeah, I know that's.
I was
That,
going to say it can work out well. The idea of a manager or project manager is you keep the customer and other distracting things away from the engineers so they can focus on technical problems. So if somebody's a people person but they can talk to the engineers and know they're not people, which they
People
generally aren't.
person, yeah.
Yeah, and then talk to the customer and just be that buffer, that wall. That's great, but a lot of times they don't do that.
So what is it exactly that you do here?
Yeah, I take the TPS report from the customer to the engineer.
Yeah, physically, right? Oh, sometimes my secretary.
No, usually my
Oh,
secretary physically does it.
is
Yeah.
that not one of the best movies of all time?
Office Space, man,
Yeah.
for me, when I was growing up, I loved that movie. I thought it was great, and then it started becoming a documentary for my life
Yeah.
when I started
Yeah.
working in tech. And then I still loved it, but I was like, oh man, this sucks. And
Yeah. Good
yeah,
shit though.
but it's good. Yeah, that's a great movie, man.
I don't know. I think
Jennifer
age.
Aniston pre-nose job.
Oh yeah, yeah. Jennifer Aniston, man.
I'd fuck
She
that
was
original nose.
she was a hot little bitty back in the day, huh?
Yeah, I like her nose, her original nose.
Oh, what did they change? What did she not like about it? What was it, like a rhino thing? Was it a pig
I,
nose thing?
I think it was too wide, and she got a little narrowed.
Oh
Also,
yeah.
Americano 6 says Silverfish. I'll need those reports on Monday. Yeah, I'll get it to you, Lumberg. And also, Winky Dinks just donated. He threw us $5. He says, "Is it true that overseas tech people aren't as good as U.S. tech people? If that's the case, what's the point?" I mean, the
Hey,
point
thank
is,
because
and thank you.
it takes
Yeah.
2 days to switch them out because there's so many of them. Like you could fire in a lot of cases, you could fire someone and have a replacement within the same day.
Well, that
Yeah,
and if you think a U.S. worker is, a software developer in a mid-sized city in the U.S. might be paid like 150 grand a year, but you could probably get a quote unquote offshore worker with the same levels of skills and competence for 20 or 30. But that just doesn't translate well for the time difference, one, the language difference, two, and three. It's just when you're interviewing and trying to hire offshore, it's harder to actually get good candidates. I'm not saying these your offshore people. I'm sure there are a bunch of good ones, but it's just not the same. Not the same, unfortunately.
Well, let me apply a question to your guys' expertise, because I'm a little curious here. Tell me if this is a false analogy or a false comparison, but is it in the same way that when you go to Walmart and you look at the products on the shelf, you realize that neither Walmart nor the manufacturers are there to sell the best product? They make it in China. They crush anything that's great, and they put out what is efficient, money wise. That's your option.
Hey man,
it seems right.
I used to be a big NASA nerd. Well, I guess I still am because I remember all the shit. But I used to enjoy read about the early astronauts because they're basically cowboys with big ass engines. And Alan Shepard, the guy who rode the first suborbital rocket, into the sky for the U.S. John Glenn was the first guy to orbit, but he was the first guy to actually go into outer space as an American, first free man in outer space. The press asked him, well, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts into this? Are you nervous? And he's like, yeah, my thoughts are, this rocket was made by the lowest bidder.
Yeah.
The government contracted all these bids out, and they always pick the lowest.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it seems to me that whether it's headphones or a desk fan or the software you're running, that the goal is to get it possibly shoddy, but to get a product out and to get it in people's faces and to buy it. It's not about building the best product, which is probably why they hire these offshore compromise of employees.
Well, they want it for cheap. Yeah, the cheap product sells if it's a mass market consumer thing, not necessarily the best product.
Yeah, the best product. You're never going to find the best product.
Yeah. Also, J-Ron threw us another $10. Hey, J-Ron, thank you, man. He did say Alex remarried his half JUUU wife. Rogan has a JUU wife and a half black daughter.
Am I wrong here, guys? But I do feel a little disappointed sometimes when I hear about that.
Disappointed about what aspect?
Well, it's like when Dick Masterson came on the Kill Stream for the first time, and I was reading the chat, and they were asking, "Who is this guy? What's he about? Oh, he seems kind of cool," and blah blah blah. And then someone mentions he's half Mexican, and I saw a bunch of people say, "Oh, that's
too bad.
That's too bad."
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't really care, but at the same time, you would like to think that someone like Alex Jones, I don't know. You'd like to see him in a house with a couple of homeschooled, nice kids and a golden retriever kind of thing,
and a wife cooking a pot of squirrel meat. Him and his son just hunted
squirrel meat. No. Now you're making it a joke. They're making beef stroganoff, baby.
How about venison? I just want to get some hunting in here. I want Alex to kill something.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta send him out with his bare hands, man.
Yeah.
Venison. Is it as good as elk? Because elk burgers are fucking delicious.
Yeah, they're good. I don't know. I've had both, but I haven't had them like back to back or enough to compare it really.
Yeah.
But it's all good. It's all good shit, I think.
Moose too. Maybe we gotta do a meat tasting stream.
Yeah.
You know what, Apex? You gotta send us some Kanga meat.
I've had kangaroo meat.
It's okay. It's just rough. It's got a good flavor on it though. A bit salty.
It's really lean. The one I had, at least the whatever cut I had.
Those motherfuckers are muscular.
They are. They're fucking hench, man.
What are they out there doing push-ups? How the hell do they get so strong?
I don't fucking know.
They're just doing push-ups. Boxing.
They're all boxing. Yeah.
Why?
Winky Dinks for $5. I hear that there are a ton of Chinese factories that make cheap products in countries like Germany and Italy. That is true. That's why Italy was so fucked, because China produces a bunch of leather products in Italy.
Dude, I mentioned that exact thing to my couple of friends of mine because they're saying why is Italy so hit? And I mentioned there was like an Airbus, right? There was a commuter program between Wuhan and these leather factories in Italy. And I got the fluoride stare like I've never fucking believed in my life. Just like you can tell when you ignite, and I really believe it's like a defense mechanism. You say the wrong thing, you air a little bit too much the wrong way, and it ignites something in people's brains. And they go, wait a minute, wait a minute.
I
never-
haven't
I didn't
heard
read
this.
that.
Yeah, I haven't
didn't read
heard
that
these
on
words
CNN,
put together.
MSNBC. Yeah, what's that?
That's exactly what you're saying. Yeah, I haven't heard this program before.
Yeah,
Does not compute.
yeah, strange program. Yeah, what is it, spyware? What are you trying to implant in my brain? Ideas?
It's an unhandled exception. It's just fucking.
Yeah, and I even brought it up in who knows, and that still doesn't fly with people.
Yeah.
I think I've got to learn my lesson. Never. You just repeat back. Right? What am I doing in the real world here? I'm not trying to. I'm not going to change people's minds.
Not trying to stay.
I got to stay lockstep in real life.
We're just visiting this real world, man. It's fucked up. We're not going to be here forever.
The real world is the video games, my man.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, to bring it back to that, I've said it before. I'll say it again. There's no way I'm coming out of the Matrix. If you give me the option between the red or the blue pill in the Matrix, what you're gonna bring me back? Fight some fucking robots with some dirty smelling dancy people? Just give me the fucking chicken. Yeah.
Yeah, if I decide to leave the Matrix and went to the first thing I saw was a sweaty orgy scene with a bunch of like I don't know, they didn't seem very clean, and they didn't seem very they seem very diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a scene I wish was in the movie.
I want to go straight back.
I wish that like the guy who wanted to be put back in the Matrix. I wish they had a scene where he was like literally he broke back into the battery factory. He's like he takes somebody out of their fucking bath. Get the fuck out of here! Throws him down 60,000 feet. He hops in. He's hooking himself back up desperately. I gotta get back to the fucking Matrix. Fuck this place.
What if the real Matrix is 1950s America, like the nuclear family, white picket fence? It was never real.
That's actually a bit in Fallout 3. That exact.
Really?
Yeah.
The 50s were a myth. I mean, you weren't there, right?
No.
Have you ever met anyone who could actually show you the 50s? Like, they show you photos and videos.
Jesse Lee Peterson seems to love it.
I think all these ideas. I think the 50s were. I think we went straight from 1949 to 1960.
Gross.
It's all a big psyop. We're actually living in 2010 right now.
That sounds right to me, man.
Right? Well, who knows? They could do anything, guys. I'd like to think that you get put in the Matrix. I mean, just put me in a fucking coffin and bury me in the ground hooked up to this thing, because I'm never coming out.
It gets a bit like that.
Would it be nice if you could manipulate time there, though?
I
think, yeah.
Yeah, I think you could.
I think people would stay together more if you could let your wife choose your body. But then again, let me ask you that, guys. Would you be comfortable in the Matrix where? Okay, so it's a good thing you can alter your wife's appearance every day. She doesn't even know it.
So fucking good. Oh,
but she's gonna do it to you.
I don't give a shit.
And she's gonna say the next day, yeah, what? I wasn't fucking.
Are you gonna
sit
there?
I was fucking Brad Pitt.
Yeah, you're gonna fucking sit there and say that your wife wouldn't change you up? Are you that fucking perfect? How fucking handsome are you?
This is why we need dad. We need dad mode on all software, all hardware, and this includes the ability to turn off your wife's body transformation skills. She doesn't even know it's possible. It's a secret. We're gonna keep it amongst us. We got some moles, some men who claim to be men, but I think they're working for the enemy. They're trying to get our secrets, guys. If we let these guys come in to the boys' club, before you know it, they're gonna blow everything. They're gonna blow all our. They're gonna tell women about the scrambled porn channels from the 90s.
Hey man, I just want to say real quick. Speaking about scrambled porn channels in the 90s, I wanted to bring on our buddy. He's been waiting a little bit. Captain Curry. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hey.
Sorry, man. I didn't want to cock tease you too long. I saw you in the green room. Did you enjoy your scrambled 90s porn?
Did I what?
How were the 1950s for you?
I don't know, man.
What's up,
Captain
buddy?
Curry, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. Silverfish told me to get in the green room because I think you guys are desperate for guests or something like that.
Absolutely desperate. We're running a live show. We're building the airplane as we fly. And we need a propeller. And that's you, buddy.
I just missed you last
Yeah.
week, so I wanted you to come in.
Well, someone told me not to call in last
Oh,
week.
shut the fuck up. Yeah.
Who told you that? I can finally spark this joint now that my boy's here.
All I was told was, I want to try something different. I want to carry the show myself.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
I don't know. It was
the
kind of
greatest
boring
episode
show
we've
last
had in a
week.
month.
I told
Was
them.
it?
I told
Was
them,
it?
don't
Who
call
was
in.
the guest? The after show.
I told them
'Cause I
just
mean,
send
like,
feet pics.
The feet pics. Listen, I send you those during the week, man. You don't post them, so why would I send them to you on tonight?
I wanted to
We
share
got
it
some
with the
super
world.
chats, I think. Those deserve feet pics. If
But-
I
Listen. Your show's been boring so far, and I don't care at all.
what's been boring about it? Let's analyze it.
No.
I mean-
Is there anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
You guys want to talk about Star Wars and how fucking retarded Disney is?
Sure.
Yes, but I have one question for you before we get into that.
Go on.
Did you watch scrambled porn in the 90s?
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
flip in between channels until like it kind of you can maybe see a titty and it's like flashing
Yeah.
through, cycling through. Yeah, that's good stuff. I can't
So
jerk off unless
you
there's
guys are-
like that snow in between. It's just like listen, if it's
Yeah, white
HD
noise.
porn, I can't jerk off.
It's the
Store
only reason to
80p
buy a
and
Jackson
below?
Pollock film.
Oh, great.
I'll tell you this: do not look up. Do not try to relive the glory days because I miss it too. And I thought to myself the other day, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna type in scrambled porn into Pornhub or whatever and see what I get.
Mhm.
Don't do it. Scrambled porn
Listen.
is nothing you
Listen.
want to see.
I'm gonna do it
Full
right
blast. Let me tell you this.
Yeah,
Just set your quality down to 144p,
yeah.
and you will come buckets.
Oh
I gotta-
man,
I
I
gotta
remember
get, like, an
what the
overlay.
first porn video I watched was. Fucking hell,
I
What
don't
was it?
care.
popped up into my fucking head. Like while we're talking
Okay.
about this,
Okay.
there was a green setting and it was just some teenage bitch. But like, can you guys like? It's like one of those things that gets stamped into your fucking brain when it happens. Do you remember
Yes.
the first porno that you ever watched?
I do.
Well, let's talk about yours first because I feel like I can get some insight into you. What did you see? What did you see for your first porn? Tell me.
It's like some bitch on a desk,
Oh.
getting fucked.
And now you're in IT.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
That
I
sounds
actually-
about right.
I actually remember the name of the first porn I ever saw because I was over at my friend's house and they had HBO and everyone went to bed. So we're like, okay, let's turn on the. He's like, you want to see something cool? He puts it on, and it was a movie. I remember the title. It was called Illicit Lover. And I thought to myself, my 12-year-old self, this is the. Oh my God, these are boobs. And it's not scrambled. This is the hottest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. I looked it up about 10 years later, and it was the lamest, most pathetic softcore, Spice Channel shit you've ever fucking seen. Like,
what
oh
was
my
it called
God.
again?
It was called Illicit Lover. Yeah. You guys want to watch the lame porn? There you go.
It came out in
stream.
2000. Here, I'm gonna
First
go
thing
to
I
the
jerked off to was Terminator, Sarah Connor's titties.
Nice.
Yeah.
Classic
Yeah.
1989 or whatever year that came out. Man, Linda Hamilton was a babe back then.
I'm glad you said Terminator and not Terminator 2, because she gets a little too ripped in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a
It's
little
dirty.
mannish, but I'd still do it.
Yeah.
But like back when she was like innocent 80s damsel in distress, oh yeah.
Hey
Well,
man, I want to read this summary real quick. I got on the screen of this movie.
Oh, God.
Illicit lovers. When Jeff Diamond is unexpectedly laid off from his job, his wife Susan accepts an offer by her best friend Kathy to pay Jeff as an escort to a party. Kathy
no.
enjoyed Jeff so much she requests him again at a higher rate, which includes sex. After being unsuccessful in locating a new job, Susan decides to continue booking an escort's appointment to make up for the lost income. And soon Susan sets up the service as a business ends up making thousands of dollars. Jeff is unhappy, but does it anyway for his wife. Then he meets a wealthy woman, Denise, who falls for him. He stays a while, runs back to his wife, and they take a vacation, live happily ever
Oh
after.
This
man,
sounds terrible.
It's just so weird. Like, when's the last time you've seen softcore porn from that long ago? I don't know if they've upped their
Listen,
game.
I don't feel comfortable talking about softcore porn when I hear a child in the background. Just saying.
Oh, can you hear her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. 1 second.
Captain Curry can't finish. You gotta fucking.
No, I gotta
Alright.
finish you soon. I mean,
There we go.
yes, I can't finish.
I don't get it. Like, it's so awkward. I mean, like, porn is already awkward and weird, but that's part of, I think, the appeal is it's bizarre. Right?
I am actually trying to figure out how to get porn on this fucking headset. I haven't figured it out just yet.
What
Yeah,
do
you
you mean
figured
get
it out.
porn
Good
on your
luck.
headset? What does that mean?
He's got a
Oh.
HTC Vibe.
Oh yeah. Listen, I'm a brown guy, right? And I watch internet porn, like the 3D stuff with a headset. And like I had a white dick, and it totally turned me on.
That's why I
It
can't
was
watch
so
black
awkward.
porn, man.
Exactly.
I can't watch black porn. Yeah. Because it looks like a doo-doo going in and out of a pussy, but also it doesn't look like my pee-pee.
Yeah, no, it was real weird though, because like it was almost like you ever been to an OmniMax where you got like that huge curved screen? That's what that was like.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, I can look around in this room, see all like your dirty laundry over there, because that's what would really get me off, you know, like
Yeah.
oh, this bitch doesn't clean properly.
It's like VR porn for a girl that wouldn't be able to afford a VR camera.
Oh baby, you don't have your pencils organized. You are a
That's all
filthy
of
whore.
them.
I think the most
22.
I think the most interesting moments of a porno are when you catch the girl's eyes and she, for a moment,
Yeah.
you can see the act falls.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Acknowledge where
So-
she is and what's happening.
So I'm gonna describe a porno video, and I want the chat to give me a 1 if you recognize it, 2 if you don't. But there's this video of this girl who is at like those strip club sort of pornos, you know the ones I'm talking about. She got like real into it, and she was just extra, and she like blew the guy, and he blew a load on her face. And then like as soon as like she was covered, like there's this 1 second where you can realize like she realized what she does, and she kind of bursts into tears and gets real sad.
Yeah.
And it was on E-Funk. I'm sure people have
E-Funk
seen
is
this.
best. Can you
I
link
think
that?
I
E-Funk
have,
is so
but I think
fucking
because
funny.
you told me about it. Yeah,
Those
you fucking
She's
Just
a blonde
getting-
girl,
yeah.
and then she kind of starts crying, and then smiles and laughs.
Yeah,
and,
the
like
smile.
continues to cry on side.
Yeah, that
Oh,
smile. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good, so perfect.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's well. Speaking of retarded women, you wanted to bring up Star Wars, right?
Oh yeah, so fucking these dumb idiots have decided to create a TV series, which is alternate timeline take with female characters.
Oh wow.
Wonderful. You know what? I
So-
hope they
so,
I hope
like-
they fucking bury it.
Female Star
Luke
Wars.
Skywalker is Lucy Vegelator.
Latifah Skywalker.
Is she even hot? Is she at least hot? Or are they not going to give us that?
Latifah
No,
Jive.
no,
God damn it.
they haven't announced anything except for the writer of the series.
Yeah.
Is that
Is some she's a
Leslie
fat brunette.
Headland? I got her on the
maybe?
screen. She looks terrible, so I
Hang
bet
on.
she would try
She
to ruin my
does.
childhood.
Does that mean like
Yeah,
that
for
most
sure.
all the new trilogy is going to actually be white people and in this alternate reality?
They're gonna be white
I mean,
women.
it was white people and good in the last one as well.
No, white and
Yeah.
the film is good.
Oh no, it definitely isn't gonna be good. Yeah, I don't know what Russian Doll is. Apparently, it's a great series, but
Oh wow, this
Hmm.
I
looks
don't
like
know.
a very good lady who has half of her face an inch higher than.
I just
This
like
is-
every time a woman, like anytime they market a series or a movie as written directed by women, when it inevitably fails, I just want to say like women suck at writing and directing stuff. I think that's fair.
This is what
Hey, man.
happens when you don't hire the best writers. You hire people based on their
Well, at
gender.
least you're in for a
If you
cheap
hire
film.
women, Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. You are
There you
correct.
go.
Full blast forever.
The
Something
choice of headland to helm the new show is also a welcome addition to the recent trend of adding more diversity behind the camera of the long-running franchise, which has tended to favor men almost exclusively for lead creative roles. To date, every single Star Wars film has been released or announced has been directed by a man,
Oh
with the
God!
exception of The Empire Strikes Back, which was
How
co-written
dare
by
we.
Lee Brackett.
I think I heard a
Listen,
stats.
Empire Strikes Back was great, but
It was
Jay
great.
Malin has gotten some great casting suggestions. Leslie Jones as Han Solo. I would love to see that.
Yeah. Oh man, I would go to the theater to laugh at.
I want Lizzo to be Pizza the Hut.
Yoda.
Yeah, Yoda. Let her be the smallest,
Yeah,
tiniest character.
Oh, Pizza the Hut would
that'll
be
work.
Melissa McCarthy.
No, Pizza the Hut would have to be a man because Pizza Hut
Yeah.
is a bad
yeah.
dude.
They'll take him out. They'll take Harvey Weinstein out of jail for a quick cameo.
So 7 out of 10. That's the number I've heard being thrown around. 7 out of 10 leads for the last Star Wars projects have been female. So what are they on about? Like it's a man's world. It's
Ray, that's 3. No, 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Which ones are those? There's Ray for the last 3. There's Rogue One. That's 4. Solo was a male lead.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm talking out my ass. I heard it on.
You are.
Yeah.
You're a goddamn liar. But yeah. Anyway, like I'm surprised Kathleen Kennedy hasn't gotten shit canned already.
Yeah, me too.
But you turned a $4 billion franchise into trash instantly.
Instant. I think they're proud of it. These are the fans that they wanted. Apparently.
How do you make $1 million franchise? Give a $4 billion franchise to a bunch of female directors.
I mean,
Yeah,
like
no shit.
these new fans hate the old guys, right? The old fans.
I just love how like when they make a big deal about something being totally created by females, it fails miserably. And I think the most like the best example of something like that is that bridge that collapsed and killed like 14 people in Florida.
What?
That pedestrian bridge that was all by like female engineers. They collapsed and killed like 20 people.
Shit. I'm gonna look this up.
I think the biggest fuck you from the new Star Wars to the old Star Wars is when Luke just throws his old lightsaber over his shoulder. Like,
yeah, that really doesn't make any sense. I mean,
it's like, really?
You know, yeah, I get that. It's a bit of a fuck you, but there's nothing wrong with changing. Like Last Jedi was not entertaining. Mostly that like what was it? The gambling planet portion, like Rose and what was his name? The Black
I don't even
Stormtrooper.
remember.
I still actually haven't seen it because I can't sit through more than 10 minutes of it without flicking it off.
Finbar douchebag, whatever his name was.
Yeah, Finn.
But like Luke Skywalker's a broken old man. That's something interesting that could like happen. I don't particularly mind.
But why?
Just
because?
Because the Jedi were garbage in the prequels. Like they were a monastic order of like child stealers. They were essentially the Catholic Church.
Yeah. Well,
Anakin Skywalker turned to the dark side because he got molested by some Jedi master. You know that's what happened.
It seems to be exactly what happened.
Like, do you feel the midichlorians? Do you feel
I
them
guess
in your body?
I don't know.
Feel these midichlorians, and I could drink the midichlorians. To be a good boy, these midichlorians.
Yeah, it turns out I'm the only one with magical midichlorians, and you need to swallow them.
We talked. I guess the Jedi are from Papua New Guinea.
Or it's like that guy Doc Ansel from
Whoa.
We talked
Listen,
about the
I love
Papua New Guinea
racism.
semen swallowers, right?
No, please.
We talked about that a couple.
Please enlighten me on it.
I'll bring it up on I'll bring up the Wikipedia article. But there's a tribe in Papua New Guinea.
I don't listen to your content.
They're called the Semen Warriors, and
how do I join?
The way a young boy becomes a man is by ingesting the semen of other men. The Etoro people believe that they each contain a certain amount of life force, the highest concentrations of which are contained in semen. This life
Holy shit, Silverfish! Are you gonna live forever?
I am. The life force passes to others through sexual relations. Women are seen to waste the life force if they do not get pregnant after sexual intercourse.
Yeah, that's why spinners should go to hell.
Yep. They believe that the young males must ingest the semen of their elders to achieve adult male status to properly mature and grow strong.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. But
Yeah.
still goes on.
These are the people that I've literally had left to say like, we need to rethink our sexuality. There are tribes in Papua New Guinea that introduce children to it. It's like, you mean those people that never built anything and just wallow in their own filth and basically live like the Navi from Pandora but aren't blue? Never did anything. Just shit by a fucking tree.
Hey, full blast.
Yeah.
Since this pandemic and stay-at-home orders have started, how many times have you cleaned your house?
Oh God.
Oh God, how many times? Once?
Once? No,
Twice?
at least twice.
Not at all?
Twice. Yeah.
Bullshit,
Yeah.
really?
I'm out there. I'm building boats, man. I'm looking over the ocean. I'm envisioning the sail.
I'm just saying, the only reason you're not as filthy as these Papua New Guinea people and these brownies down south is, yeah, there
Leadership.
is no reason. Leadership? It's not because you're white or you live in this country.
Okay, so what is it?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably shame, mostly shame.
I think when you got a group of people that spend all day trying to think of how to cum in young dudes' mouths, they're not working on other things. Now, I'm not saying I could build society, but I say leadership because it's like there's some people in our country that can lead pretty fucking well and have led people to build great things. And I don't see anybody in these fucking tribes saying, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe this is a bad idea and it hasn't gotten us anywhere." And the only reason we haven't been raped out of the fucking world is that we don't even have an important enough land to be invaded and conquered.
Well, they don't know about the world, and that's the thing. And I think a lot of the success of different bands of people depends on their geography. So, like the Europeans and their winters, they had to learn how to plan ahead and store.
Yeah.
But people living in tropical places where you can just go get food every day from the forest and all that kind of shit have just been kicking back and taking it easy and have had no motivation to really go
Well, see,
deep and go hard.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because like, look at another famous group of boy molesters, the Greeks. Right? They say that the reason the reason why the Greeks had their those steps in philosophy and thinking is because of their geography. They're in a very mountainous area. They can't grow a lot of food. They're constantly surrounded by enemies, and it kind of put them in a pinch. And they dealt with the world by developing basically Western philosophy. Right?
Yeah, I could see that. Hey, man, I just brought it up on the stream, but there's this island off the coast of India, the Andaman Islands, where the Sentinelese people live.
Yeah.
I think there's only one or two known tribes of people that have not invented fire yet, but these Sentinelese still have not mastered fire. But I think that goes back to the idea of they don't really need it. They live on a little island. It's never really cold. They eat fruit and fish or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You want some food, you pick it from a tree.
Yeah, have you seen like do you guys know about this group of people? It's like
Yeah, there's photos of them on the beach, like throwing spears at drones and stuff.
Yeah, they're very anti anyone
Immigration?
showing up at their, yeah, they're very anti-immigration. They're racist. I think the last time a different religious group came up to him, they killed him.
Yeah,
They're very bigoted towards their religion as well.
Oh, I think that was a Medicare bit. I gotta find that one, but
Is it really?
these
are the most racist people on Earth.
I think it
That
was
happened
Medicare.
2 years ago. A missionary went onto that island and then got fucking eaten. That happened really recently.
There was
a
yes,
drone
right.
that they sent that they were shooting down with bows and arrows.
Wonder what they did with that thing. They probably worship it.
There was a death of a missionary in 2018, Apex. That was John Allen Cho, American, who went over there, tried to speak to them in Xhosa.
Got fucking eaten.
Did it get eaten?
That's hubris, man. That's fucking hubris. Well, Medicare was watching a clip of some journalist who was interviewing a cannibal. And but the cannibal was like basically calling this guy a beta in his own language, and he's sitting there basically picking flesh off of a femur bone with a necklace made out of jawbone. And this journalist thinks he's gonna fucking what are you gonna do? What are you gonna get out of this? I don't know, but I would have been terrified out of my fucking mind. What are you doing, man? Get out of there. I'm gonna go talk to a cannibal in the middle of a feast. I think
This
the
is what
cannibal even said, "I'll lop your fucking head off."
And
Pussy.
maybe they gave him that femur so he'd be distracted.
They came in with a body bag they took from the local hospital. Okay,
I
we got
didn't
gifts.
I didn't think about this related to that 2018 guy, the missionary on the Sentinel Island. But yeah, so that's murder basically, and those are people, right? So and normally somebody would get charged with murder, but the police subsequently arrested the fisherman for assisting the guy to get to the island. His death was treated as a murder, but there was no suggestion that the Sentinelese would be charged. The U.S. government, since this is an Indian island, normally if it's an international murder, the government of your home nation would see to it that you get justice. They confirmed that it did not ask the Indian government to press charges against the tribe. Huh. I mean, that makes sense. I wouldn't expect them to be, but you think about it. This is kind of a really strange edge case in law or whatever.
Yeah, that's an interesting case for sure. I mean, like it kind of it calls into question the motive. Is the motive for the justice? Is it purely rehabilitation? Is it to get justice to enact some sort of an equalization, a divine equalization? Because at the end of the day, what are you going to do? Put one of these guys in a prison and give him a book and try to get him, get this guy an H-1B visa. I bet these people would be fantastic in the IT world. That's what they need. They're pissed off because they don't have any software.
Yeah, that's true.
They got all these drone parts scattered across the beach and nothing cool to play on it.
Yeah, they're just smashing a femur bone against a propeller, thinking something cool is going to happen, and no Nintendo's popping out.
We've been thinking about this all wrong. Dropping off journalists, scientists, people with brains. We got to drop off Andy Worski with a VR set with porn, and they'll turn him into a fucking god, or they'll just eat him alive.
Just drop him and Ralph with Ralph's gun. Stay back.
Yeah, Ralph's gun or Ralph's gunt?
Gunt, both. They'll worship him. They'll be the biggest gunt they've ever seen, probably.
Isn't that kind of a fantasy? Like, I mean, do you guys not think that? Like, I wish I could just sail to an exotic land that has never seen fire and bring to them all these gifts, and then they'll treat me like an alien.
Dude, there's I was actually gonna bring this up too. I'm trying to find it, but there's another semi-uncontacted tribe off of on another Indian island, but they got contacted, and now basically they run a tourist scam. So like people can come to the island and see how the natives live, and they're like, yeah, we're living like the natives and shit. And they pay money for it, and some people are like, that's really terrible. They're exploiting the natives. The natives are like, we're cool with it. We like T-shirts and like, Coca-Cola or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, whatever. They're just people. I love that a lot of the left had, whether they realize it or not, they had this noble savage ideology.
Yeah.
Like the Americas were this wonderful place where the Sioux and the Blackfoot and the Iroquois all got along and they danced in wonderful Mayflower circles, singing to the butterflies before those evil colonizers, and introduced war to these otherwise pure, beautiful people.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? They're fucking people. They were raping and killing each other since the dawn of time, and then we came in and did it better. Not we, but
even before that, when we were animals, think about hunter-gatherer tribes, and then even before that, before we were even Homo sapiens, animals fight each other. I was trying to explain that to my friend because he brought up something colonization. I'm like, yeah, that was a bad thing to do to other people, but that's how it goes. And he's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, well, literally, that's how it goes.
Hate your fucking life like that much? I'm sorry.
I think there's some cognitive dissonance as like a black guy living in America. It's like, yeah, I hate it, but it's also way better. I'm like, go check out Monrovia.
It's so horrible that I've never had to walk 5 kilometers for water.
Yeah.
Well, two wrongs make a right to these people. It's like a lot of the anti-immigration crowd, or I'm sorry, a lot of the pro-immigration crowd, the anti-colonist crowd, they're one and the same. And if you press them, if they're able to pass that cognitive dissonance and actually give you an answer, they'll say, well, it's payback. You stole this land, we're stealing it back. And it's like, don't you realize that's the way it's always been? It just goes back and forth and back and forth. And you sit here, you try to tell me that you're morally superior, but you're not. You're just say what it is. Like, yeah, you took something from us, and we want to take it back. Like, okay, fine. It's a power struggle. That's what it always been. It's a power struggle. It's not a fight between good or evil, hates and love. You're living in a Star Wars tale.
It's just resources. Humans want cheap and easy access to resources, and that's
Dude, people can't even
what it
wrap their
always
minds
been.
around that. Why did people fight anyway? Why can't we get along? Because there's limited resources, son of a bitch. And Apex over
It's
here
hard to
wants
see
his
that when
VR
you live
porn.
in a rich country.
Um,
But yeah, man, if you want to see like cool examples of tribal violence, like the Bantu expansion into South Africa, like in the 1400s, actually, was really
the
awesome.
Bantus. Yeah.
When the Apaches mastered the horses and just became the dominant Plains Indian tribe in the pre-colonial period of America after the Spanish introduced horses, but the British weren't fucking them up yet. Man, they were ruthless to all the other tribes and stealing their babies, raping their women, killing them, all
Oh, yeah.
that good shit.
Speaking
Yeah.
of colonial Africa, that's a total war game I want to see. I would love to like pick between the Dutch colonies, the Bantu, the Zulu tribes, and you just basically conquer all of Africa and you spread smallpox everywhere.
Yeah, I
Sounds
mean,
like a great game.
the Zulu warriors are when they were conquering other tribes, they had like technological advances, and I think they were also bigger people, than the peoples they were conquering. So it was just the same thing as like
Well, bigger
European colonization.
people.
It's
I don't know about that.
like a technological imbalance, and also more resources. We also just got a new super chat too from our boy Absolute Recoil. You can
you.
sail south of the coast of Florida, get a crew, get weapons, and just conquer. If it doesn't work, just kill them and bounce. Seriously.
Guys, I think we just found a new profession. Let's do it.
Hey man, I was saying Papua New Guinea would be a good place to drop a helicopter load full of boot boys and some provisions. Take a
Yeah.
couple ridges. And,
And I was saying that I want to see privateerism come back, and that'd be a great time. It's literally a vacation you can take. It's to go on someone's boat, pay $40,000, rent a bunch of guns, and shoot at pirates. And that's the thing. I saw an article recently. I should have saved it, but like, it was the Indian government or somebody over there was seriously considering just anyone who wants to be a privateer. Like, yeah, come fight our pirates. We'll pay you.
Dude,
Sounds like a fun time.
I'm looking. You can okay. Oh, Snopes. Ah, Snopes is gay. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
No, it's clear. Firing grenades at Somali pirates was the most fun I've ever had. This is from Vice in 2012. The Pirate Hunters from Smithsonian Magazine. Here, that one seems reputable. Buccaneering is back with a vengeance. Stepped up law enforcement and high-tech tools work to help protect shipping on the high seas. This was in 2007.
I think pirates are the N words of the sea. I mean, aren't they? At the end of the day.
I mean, it'd be pretty awesome to be a pirate back in the day. When it was
cool. It would be way
come
worse.
on.
You have no air conditioning on a wooden boat with
You're probably a pirate because you're already poor and too stupid to join the actual military forces.
You're there with 70 other men, missing limbs, smelly eyes. None of them are fucking anybody. Maybe you get a woman on board and fuck her to death, but you're probably getting your asshole reamed out if you're not careful, eating hardtack and getting scurvy. If that sounds like a good time to you, man, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Cannonball hits a railing 30 feet from you, and a piece of wood embeds itself in your fucking eyeball, and you die of yellow fever while also being blind.
I get the fucking eye patch. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, just
wooden legs and wooden eyes.
No one's stopping you. No one's gonna look under it. Just put an eye patch on. Goddammit.
Yeah, I'll be Patrick from Family Guy, where all the limbs are fucking wooden.
Yeah. Good old patches.
Yeah. Fuck yeah! What the fuck? What? You gonna go back and be like a World War II guy? That was.
Nah, I'd rather be like security on a container ship. They have like a good, like a chef and a galley and air conditioning and running water and showers, and then you just get on the side of this boat that doesn't rock around and make you seasick and pop off some rounds if you have to.
So there was this famous pirate. His name was Black Bart. Black Bart, right? And he was famous because he built a fleet starting with basically nothing. Like the kind of guy that would take like a fishing boat and end up with a couple of Spanish galleons, right? But he gets chased down in the Caribbean. He gets chased down, and he knows he's done for. So he goes down into the hold. He probably says he makes his peace. He puts on his finest wares, and he goes back on board. And as soon as he steps out onto the deck of the ship, his throat gets ripped out by grape shot.
Damn.
A merry life and a short one is my motto. That's him.
That's what's up, man.
Well,
Hey,
well,
I grew
I was
I
going to
grew
say,
up
I've
around
always thought to myself that a merry life and a short one is a very fatalist way to live life.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds fun until you actually die. You're like, 50 years
Yeah.
old chilling on a beach might be cool too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry I cut you off there. What were you saying?
Oh no, I was gonna say I grew up around a place where apparently Blackbeard the pirate used to hang out back in the day. He was a privateer. He had a boat called the
British.
Queen Anne's Revenge, and
Yeah.
yeah, man, he had a long beard and apparently carried like 10 pistols on him, and just stole a bunch of ships and all that kind of shit. But
Were
apparently,
were you in Kingston, Jamaica? Isn't that where he was stationed?
he was there for a while, but Bath, North Carolina is a place where he supposedly hung out a lot, and that's kind of near my old stomping grounds, Eastern North Carolina. But apparently him and the old governor were tight. Some people said they had a secret tunnel to go have meetings and shit. And Blackbeard's real big down there. But apparently his death, once the British caught up with him and shit, they killed him. They cut off his head and held it up and showed it to everybody and probably put it on a stick and threw the body overboard. But then the body swam around the boat 3 times and then sank to the bottom.
Nice. That's a pirate tale if I've ever heard. And then
But
the
like,
body swam.
Yeah, it swam 3 times. But like legitimately, I don't know. I never met the guy, but he used to like put smoldering like pieces of wood in his beard to make him look all crazy and shit.
Yeah.
I think, don't you like ever think about how easy it would be to intimidate people back then though, and appear to be magic and shit?
Yeah, like when everyone was superstitious or something, and you're like, "Hey, I figured
Yeah.
out how to use a battery. Here's a
And they didn't
flashlight."
go to like high school and learn about, basic chemical like reactions and shit.
People are still that stupid.
I
You
know.
just gotta work. You just gotta work for CNN.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's like the thought experiment. If you could go back in time, like I don't know, to anywhere in time, but let's just say medieval times, and you could bring one thing and with you to convince the king to not kill you and or whatever, what would you bring?
A gun.
Yeah, that might be good. I
A
thought
machine
maybe a
gun.
car with a lot of gasoline in it or something, or actually probably a diesel engine because you could probably produce something to run it, and then you could probably run electricity off of that as well. But also just motorize stuff when everyone else was on horses would impress the king, man. You'd be like, I'm the only one that can control this, so I'll drive you around, buddy.
I wouldn't even try to impress the king though. If I was ever in that situation, it'd be about fucking the bitches.
Well, if you
Well-
impress the king, he's gonna be like, you're cool, man. You have some courtesans or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it would be more like, I am so powerful. Give me your tightest.
Pussies.
Yeah.
I mean, I always go to the buddy of the king because I think if you went back with some technology or whatever, you just have to be the court wizard or something like that.
So speaking of wizards, they
Yeah.
think medieval historians believe that Merlin was based off a real person. That they think.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
What was his deal?
The running theory was that he was probably some young guy from like Middle England. And now I'm not a geologist, but apparently there are flammable gas in the earth, right?
Yep.
And they think that this kid basically showed the king, like, look, you unearth this stuff, you could light it on fire.
Nice.
And then all the myths kind of came around from the retelling over and over. So who knows how that could be weaponized? Probably not at all. He probably just.
What do you mean? Don't you
probably
know
just-
what the mainstream media is doing? That's exactly what they do. Retell what's going on with their own take.
Yeah, you're right. This kid probably just farted in a hole, and and the king was like, you know what? I can use this. I can use this to impress people and say that I've got magic. I've got magic on my side. Therefore, I've got God on my side.
I don't
can
think he
always
did. I
weaponize
think he
autism.
was the first guy to put his feet behind his ears and light a fart, and that was
it.
fucking magic.
That's
Like,
Merlin.
It's fucking magic, boy.
Yeah, and that's why you never trust a magic guy. See, a lot of you guys playing Bibble. I'm looking at you. Your wizards and your necromancers. Magic's bad. You notice in all the good old '80s movies, like the really good ones, like Conan the Barbarian,
Mm-hmm.
classics, right?
Yep.
The bad guys are always magic. The good guys just come in with an axe and just lop his fucking head off.
Yeah.
That's the way it's done.
They're all
Sure, it's
fucking
pure.
dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Doom Guy. Look at Doom Guy, man. He's got no magic. Look at the Ghostbusters. Ain't no magic there. Just a bunch of
Technology.
slubs with technology.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's how you win, man. Technological solutions.
I think Trump's got to get a wizard on his council.
Who? All right. Who's the wizard? I'm trying to think of
Baron.
one.
Baron.
Baron.
Yeah.
No, Baron's the chosen one.
He's good with computers.
He's like got some psychic ability or something. He's the chosen.
Playing Minecraft for 12 hours a day is not good at computers, Silverface.
What if everyone thought Trump was the God Emperor, but what if it's Baron?
Well, there's all that time traveling nonsense. That was fun, wasn't it?
What do you
Yeah.
mean? They think Baron's a time traveler?
The Warhammer 40k lore, man. The God Emperor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that's real.
Yeah, it was probably Trump or Baron or somebody.
Dude, this is the kind of stuff that just makes me hate life and everything in it. Right?
Why?
Like, when people hear God Emperor Trump and they take it seriously, can you believe Trump's cult thinks he's the god? It's a fucking joke, you moron. And you probably know that, and you're just using this as it's all the culture. Frankly, sometimes guys, I'm a little tired of fighting.
Oh yeah, I've been meaning to bring that up for a while. Is that everyone that on the left and anyway, and all these non-binary fucking talking points, everyone knows that it's full of shit. That's why they so strongly defend. You know what I mean?
I think it comes down to the power struggle. They know at the end of the day that it's not about, at least for them. I can't analyze these people. I'm not a psychologist. But when you got the Queen of Star Wars up there saying, "Well, I've got some hiring power, and white women, you need to check yourselves. Seriously, you bitches." This is what this woman said. White women, you need. God damn it. I could probably find a clip, but I don't feel like looking. There was a press conference, and these women are up there talking about Star Wars and how they need to include that white women need to do their duty to basically hire anybody who isn't white and normal. Yeah. Oh man,
that reminds me of like a Norm Macdonald bit. He mentioned cis to some guest on his show, and this was like 5 years ago when that was a new word. And they're like, "What does that mean?" He's like, it's a way to marginalize normal people."
Yeah.
That's great.
I love how he says things too. He puts it out there. No one would agree with Hillary.
I love Norm Macdonald, man.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. It seems to me that like they say that they're fighting a moral to do good, but to me it just seems like a power. Like you're just mad at your dad, and you're mad at the people in charge, and you want to change it because you want to see power change hands. That's what it comes down to. Is you want
to be told that they were right.
Yeah, hey, well that's a very powerful motivation.
Americano 6 says, "Full blast forever." She doesn't think European culture exists, and I know you're a connoisseur of European culture. What do you think about that notion that we should celebrate diversity in culture, but never consider European culture?
Well, I mean, Shakespeare, undoubtedly black.
Hey, he was Kangs.
Yeah, we filthy albinos. We were cavemen. And we went into Wakanda, and despite all their technology and weaponry, they were so peaceful that we were able to annihilate them with our clubs and spears. And then we traveled back to Europe. Where did we even come from? But we traveled back to Europe, and we took all the paintings and we painted over them. We painted white faces. Mozart, he was a Zulu warrior, clearly, right?
Well, he was a Zulu musician.
Yeah, it's
he was there motivating the warriors, I think.
It's like let's just look at music. I mean, remember Destiny bringing up the music thing? I think what was it, Destiny versus Striker? I think Striker botched one, but Destiny was wrong. I mean, yeah, jazz is a mess. Jazz is unlistenable. Great, because you use a bunch of modes, and you're complicated. You're overcomplicated, and all those modes, all those scales, that's the Western scale. You look back like the pentatonic, the five note scale is what they use in Asia, right? That's why their sounds different. It's different. It's a different tonal scale because it's all frequencies, right? So you have a frequency of 800, and you multiply it to 1600. That's the same tone, and anything so that entire span of frequencies between 8 and 1600 can be divided up arbitrarily, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ours way we divide it up is it turns out that a lot of it is based on ratio. So like what you hear a lot. Let's say Canon and D, right? Let's talk about Western culture. That music, that song Canon and D, right? Everyone has heard it. It's like 1-4-5-1. What I'm saying here is you play your bass tone, and then you play a ratio tone of like 3 over 4, and then 4 over 3, and that dissonant sounds, the sounds that you don't like, have crazy ratios, like 1300 over 1500. Like, if that makes any sense at all. And it's a little bit esoteric.
No, I did, because I used to like. I wanted to make music a while ago, and I learned a little bit about that because you could basically build songs off of it, like build also like riffs and just off of scales and knowing it through binary and shit.
The overtone frequency. There's a lot of science in there. But like even so, Europeans codified basically how to write for piano. There's I forget the exact word for it. Some of the chat might know, but to this day, it's still referenced, still used. It's kind of like you never have two notes that aren't bass notes move at the same time, same way, both go up at the same interval, because it sounds bad and boring to your ear. People 500, 600 years ago had a very methodical way of writing music that is still used to this day. How is that not fucking Western culture? All this jazz music that your wonderful diversified bands play, they're using scales that were written by white dudes in Vienna 700 years ago.
You know what else is a product of white culture? Democracy.
Are the Greeks white?
Well,
they were before the Dorian invasion.
Yeah,
Okay.
who are you
And the
going to
Turks.
ask? To some people, yes. To others, never.
Who invented the republic? Because that's better than a democracy. Because that's what
Was
America
that Greeks? It was classic Greeks.
Well, I will say that the founding fathers of the U.S. were very inspired by Greek democracy, and the Greeks did. The Romans had a republic for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think Germany took their notes, a leaf out of their book.
I just want to know, when people say that, so there's no European culture, are you trying to be insulting, or are you just stupid?
Probably.
Like I want to ask Destiny. Of course, you'll never get an honest answer out of this. That fucking weasel. But it's like, do you really think that, or are you doing what I think you're doing, which is you're just trying to get a rise out of it? You're trying to get people to embarrass themselves.
He does last asking if you're mad, bro.
Yeah, right. Because I mean, the wrong answer would be, "We invented this." Well, to say "we" implies you were a part of it. You could say maybe your ancestors, your forefathers, but there's a lot of cringy responses.
I think the best definition of European and Western culture is all that stuff that we have and we enjoy that the left is against and wants to import things that are not like it. So basically, it's everything that the left wants to change the world into.
It's
the opposite of that.
Yeah, it's like anti-beauty. It's like how I say that veganism is a death cult, and they're anti-beauty. They like the fact that they're way away. Like that chick, the e-girl that Roth had on last week, saying, "I'm not attracted to men who have muscles. I like men to look like a sad sack of grubs."
That reminds me.
That's like a post-humanist thing or something. They think they're evolved past humans almost, or maybe subconsciously do.
They don't want to be people. They we need to stamp out hate. Well, hate's an important human emotion. What are you, fucking
New
God?
World Order death cult.
Yeah, it's anti-human. These people are international demons and interdimensional. Excuse me, I don't mean to embarrass myself. Interdimensional demons.
No, but that was the thing with that based 18-year-old that was on this week. She was like, "Oh, racism bad, blah blah blah. I only date black guys."
Well, right. It's fine for her to have a preference, right?
And she was full Wakanda forever as well. She was like, it would be so good to live in Africa right now. I'm gonna want to move to Africa. And I was thinking, the second you want to charge your iPhone, you're gonna.
I always thought it would be interesting to make a Patreon or make a GoFundMe that was recurring, and you could just market it to leftists that are like. And this was my thought was originally when Trump was getting elected. It was like, I'm going to move out of the U.S. This is terrible. I'm moving to blah blah blah. And I was just going to give or try to raise money for free one-way plane tickets to the Middle East or Africa, one of these third world countries, and just one way. It's like, okay, well, I want to give you this opportunity. I really like where your head's at. To just
They wouldn't
since
do
you're
that.
so
Though. They'd
adamant,
come
here's
here.
a one way. Yeah, they would just go to another Western country.
Yeah.
Probably. Or they
No.
would. I mean, my obviously the outcome I would love would they get trapped in some awful third world shithole and
Oh, yeah.
have a terrible time and be stuck there. But yeah. And then I realized Ari Shafir on The Amazing Racist, chat was talking about him earlier. He has a bit on there where it was free boat rides to Africa. And that incited a lot of rage.
I feel like these people can get a lot more traction just saying that there is European culture and then just memeing. I mean, I don't believe it, but I think they will get more traction just memeing that it's inferior. Oh, yeah, there is. Oh, European culture? Oh, what is that? Is that where you take a bird and you drown it in a bath full of wine and you eat it feet first with a cloth over your head so that God can't say your shame?
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, right? I mean,
European culture is when you have your dead relative out, and right before the funeral pyre, you cut off their thigh and you throw that on the smoker and you eat it with your close family.
is that a thing?
Yeah.
What?
In Europe, yeah, European culture.
Sounds
That's in
delicious.
Papua New Guinea, guys. I was pulling a fast one
You
on
son of a
ya.
bitch. I'm racking my brain. Like, how in what world is this possible? What are
Yeah.
people fucking doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Papua New Guinea's ripe for a
My
demo.
racial superiority complex nearly just collapsed, and I nearly entered a dark place.
Have you guys seen that video clip that circles around 4chan sometimes of like it's like from Nigeria and these black guys are dancing around and one of them's got like literally the bottom half. He's got like a shin with a foot still attached and he's eating it like a chicken drum.
Oh wow!
man.
No,
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
that's a good one. It's the kind of thing that if you were to just post that link somewhere, people would just call you racist. It's like, well,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you're the one who's having racist thoughts as a result of this, and you think to yourself, well, I couldn't. It must be you. You were the one who's made me thinking because you were the racist. And I think that's a lot of times what's going on through these people, right? There was. I'm not saying you are or aren't. You've got your own thing, and you might be proud of it. But a lot of times, at least to me, when I see someone call me, you don't want immigration, you're racist. I think maybe the idea of exploiting a bunch of people, and that you want it, maybe you're realizing that might be a little bit racist, and that you probably shouldn't do that. But you're good, you're pure, you're on the left. There's no way that you could possibly fall thin. That's a human condition. Therefore, it must be these evil alt-right, the alt-right trolls. Fuck, what even is fucking alt-right?
I don't know.
Anything that's left of Rachel Maddow's cunt.
No
Or
one
anything right that are
that
cunt.
takes anything seriously is ever identified as an alt-right. You know that it wasn't severely retarded.
Alt-right is Milo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Like just lefties that want to piss us off and infiltrate.
I refuse to use a term to describe myself because number one, it's an embarrassing phrase, and two, it's like this is what half the country believes 20 years ago when you didn't need a special meme word for it. You were just a dude.
Yeah,
And now we got to define ourselves by being alternative. Oh,
yeah. The normal shifted, and now people label the normal as something else, and that's become alt-right or fringe or ultra conservative or
If it's
racist or
alt-right,
whatever.
it's all right.
Basically, it just means it was normal 20 years ago.
yeah. Well, to me, alt-right also it describes like people who can't find a fault with Donald Trump.
Oh
yeah.
God.
Or maybe I'm totally off base. Maybe the alt-right maybe they hate Trump. Maybe it's the third position. Maybe I would call that more third position. You've heard that phrase, right?
Well, I don't know. It depends because you look on the Donald and that's Zionist as fuck. So I don't know what to even. There's subdivisions of the quote unquote alt-right.
Yeah. Look, I think to be real for a second, to be let's real talk.
Yeah, real talk. Listen.
Yeah. Dude. So I see Rand over there on Twitter, right? And he posts a meme, and it's got the Iron Eagle, right? The Third Reich Iron Eagle, and he's got the Gadsden snake, the "Don't tread on me" snake, in his talons. And the caption reads, "I'll tread where I please." And I think to myself, In the wrong world, Rand, my friend, who I do like and enjoy his content. In the wrong world, we would be enemies,
Yeah.
right?
I was going to say that the Gadsden flag and the Iron Cross or the Iron Eagle are antithetical to each other, man.
Absolutely,
Like
fundamentally opposed.
and saying I'll tread where I please violates the non-aggression principle. So the idea of being a coiled rattlesnake, forked tongue like lightning, if you listen to the Metallica song, the idea is you don't really fuck with anyone unless they poke you and fuck with you. And then when you do, you're relentless because they fucked with you and your property and your land. So, but you don't go after them. So, yeah, I get it. And that's the thing. Like Nazi Germany, that's, obviously very fascist. I'm not into that either.
Yeah.
It's, the idea was like a homogenous society that was going towards one ultimate goal, and any dissent was not tolerated. That's not good either.
Well, exactly. And my larger point is, there seems to be this strange struggle, the strange power struggle that we're all swept up into. Can't avoid it. Everyone's been sucked into this fucking cyclone, right? It's like that Stone Toss comic where it shows a dude with the Gadsden flag pulling a rope, and then he realizes that he's got a fascist pulling on his side, and he looks over, and on the other side of the tug of war game is your classic Mr. Moneybags next to a communist pulling. It's like, yeah, in the wrong world we would be enemies, but we've got bigger fish to fry right now.
Yeah, just drop the rope, man. You just have your own rope on your own
It's-
I Don't touch
yeah.
my rope.
That's something that I was laughing about. I was talking to some of our conservative friends in the IRC, and I propositioned that, look, without all these leftists, we would be killing each other. No, we'd make a great country. It'd be
Yeah, it'd be
fantastic.
perfect.
No, you're saying as long the cure to war is just no more leftists, and we'll live in a land of peace. You're just as stupid.
Yeah, what would happen is that Overton window would shift back towards the right, and then you'd have a new dynamic of left and right within the remaining formerly right troop of people.
Before
And then it would be like,
British, yeah, exactly. Sorry.
yeah. Oh, I'd just say it'd be like, hey, you non-Amish people are a leftist now, and it'd be like, no, you Amish people are alt-right, and blah blah blah. Well, we got to kill the other one.
Yeah,
It would just turn into that. What were you saying?
it's like before the Revolutionary War in America. Like states were fighting with each other. Like the Green Mountain Boys, I think they were from New York. They're basically waging a war against the other states in New England.
Mm-hmm.
Get the fuck off our mountains. Get the hell out of here. We're doing shit our way.
Vermont declared independence for a while too, I think.
Yeah,
it was wild out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's never going away. I'm happy, boys. I'm happy because all this terrible cyclone, we've made some good friends along the way. People like Rand and you and I. I'm almost grateful for these weirdos that have been positioned as almost enemies to you and I, because it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun, and I never thought I'd get along with authoritarians. But there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful message. That's a white pill. Thank you.
Damn, I wish I could find that fucking Stone Toss comic though. But I think anyone who reads it, you know what I'm talking about. He posted a lot. It's weird. You don't. I don't know about you. I can't speak for you, but I don't want to. I think this is all. I think this is all fucking gay. I don't want to be. I don't want to be a part of no
It's all fake
culture
and gay.
war. I just want to raise my family and have a good laugh.
Yeah, I just want to chill out, man.
Just when you think you get out, pull you back in, right?
It's always the same.
It's always the same. It never changes, huh?
No.
Yeah. Well, guys, you want to call that a stream?
Yeah.
You got anything else?
Usually end on white pills. That's a good one to end on.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I'm so sick of these pill phrases. White pill, black pill.
I love them.
Oh my god, I hate it so much.
I love them because you hate them. That's the exact reason.
Next time you say white pill to me, I'm gonna fucking pop your teeth out with a screwdriver.
You're gonna tell me to check my white pill privilege.
You're gonna screwdriver pill him, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys. Yeah, it's been a blast. Thanks for. Where did Captain Curry go? We wanted to talk about Star Wars for 3 hours.
Passed out, I think.
I think he was a little tired.
For anyone who was curious, last week I asked him to call in about an hour into the show because it tends to get a little bit hairier the more people call in. And before I wanted to have it be a little bit smaller before drunken shenanigans. I do love Captain Curry. I hope he didn't just bail on us, and hope he calls in next week. We didn't get any other callers tonight, huh?
Yeah,
that's all right.
We didn't really ask for him either, but I think next week I like Captain Curry being a regular, man. He's cool, obviously, and maybe next week we'll do callers again. And
next Thursday, I think it was, or Friday, where we're going to stream D&D.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wait, no,
okay.
that's on your Saturday, actually. So.
Are we going to stream it?
Oh, I don't know.
I
don't know.
Think
we'll be doing that video game shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally don't want to stream D&D. That's Bibble's thing. And frankly, because I said we played a little game with him, I found it refreshing that it wasn't on a stream.
I'll touch you guys. I fucking love it either way.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. If he wants to stream it, I'm all for it. Absolutely. But I'm not going out of my way to do that. I wanted to kill some undead with my boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good shit.
I gotta hide with my boy.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I wanted to thank Chad again for all those super chats, man. That was tremendous, and that was great. Thank you, Chat, for just hanging out with us too. And thanks to Hard Men working hard for the music bookending this show.
Yeah,
they're pretty funny, man.
Yeah, they're funny guys. Well, I'm gonna go play some D&D by myself. See how that works out.
All right.
Yeah, guys. It's been a lot of fun. All right, take care, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you for joining me, Apex and Silverfish.
Everything's just a fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Everything's just a fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Everything's just a fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Everything is a fuck you. Fuck you. Everything's just a fuck you. Everything is a fuck you. Everything's just a fuck you. Everything is a fuck you. Everything's just a fuck you. Everything is a fuck you. Everything is a fuck you. Everything's just a fuck you. Everything is a fuck you. Like Apple is just a fuck you. So long. Thanks for all the money. Everything's just a fuck you. Everything is a fuck you. Like oh sorry, your visa's denied. Why? Because fuck you. Everything's just a fuck you. Everything is a fuck you. Like Apple is just a fuck you. So long. Thanks for all the money. Everything's just a fuck you. Everything is a fuck you. Like oh sorry, your visa's denied. Why? Because fuck you. Just do it. No. Fuck you. You stupid idiot. Fuck you. Just do it. No. Fuck you. It's maddening. No. Just do it. Good game. Fuck you. Hey, idiot. Go get it. No. Fuck you. Just do it. No. I'm fuck cool. It's maddening. Just do it. No. Fuck you. You stupid idiot. Fuck you. Just do it. No. Fuck you. It's maddening. No. Just do it. Good game. Fuck you. Hey, idiot. Go get it. Fuck you. Just do it. No. Fuck cool. It's maddening. Just do it, do it, do it, do it. Just do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Just do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Just do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Just do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Just do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Just do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Everything's just a get fucked. Yeah. It's fucking terrifying. It's the only thing is just to fuck you. So long. Thanks for all the money. Everything's just a dream. It's true. Everything is a fuck you. Like sorry, you're fucked. Why is it like this? Because fuck you. Everything's just a get fucked. Yeah. It's fucking terrifying. It's the only thing is just to fuck you. So long. Are you fucking serious? Everything's just a dream. It's true. Everything is a fuck you. Nice, I'm nice. I swear to God, I'm nice. Realize something about life and space and dickles and the Wild West frontier and Manifest Destiny and the Pilgrims and Moana also was involved. The whole point of life is just to escape. It's just to escape the gray goo that people turn into. The